Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. As ever, you can find me over on Instagram at the House of Langford and at Overall Sews. I'm also on Ravelry at Mad X Stitcher. We are now into September, which means it's time for another monthly roundup and to show you what I got up to throughout August. I can't believe it's September already. I mean, that means I've been podcasting for a year. That means next month, my September roundup will mark my 1 year anniversary of podcasting. So maybe we'll have a little giveaway next month too. You'll have to keep watching, won't you? Here in the UK, August is our summer holiday and we've not really been able to do very much. However, it is also our wedding anniversary on the 1st of August. So we made sure that we had a couple of days just on the south coast of the UK, just the two of us, so we could have a little bit of relaxing really, and get away from home. So we haven't been able to do that, have we, because of lockdown. So it was really nice to go away for a couple of days. We went to Bexhill-on-sea to see a friend of my husband's, who is an artist, so they get to talk a lot about art, which is really great for him, because I don't really know much. I've taught art, but I'm not as knowledgeable as him. Yes, we spent 1 day in Bexhill-on-sea soaking up the sun. Picked up some really nice fabric as well. Might have to show you that later too. What else did we do? We went to Hastings for 1 day. Went up to see the castle. It's been a while since I've been up there, so it was really nice to get up to the top of the hill and have a look at the view over the seaside and again soak up the sun. We also managed to go to the penny arcades and have a really nice dinner in one of the Italian restaurants. However, at the same time, we were at the top by Hastings Castle. There was a viewing point next to Hastings Castle and I was far too busy enjoying the view. Stepped onto what I thought was ground, was not ground, and twisted my ankle. So I have been laid up basically for pretty much the whole of August, just with my foot up with ice on it and not much else, to be honest. So I've had plenty of time to sit and crochet and work on larger projects, and then I've had random days with the table up so I could do lots of sewing. So you've seen these masks before. They are this style, and it's got elastic either side to go around your ears. It's a really nice shape at the front and has the nose wire in place to hold it on your nose as well. I've made quite a few of these over the summer, and I made 3 of the men's size in all black for family and friends, so mainly family actually, because we've got quite a few men in our family, so they've all had one each. I'll pop a picture up for you as I don't have them with me. I've also made a couple of children's masks, which is a slightly smaller size than this one, in a Cars fabric. Again, I'll pop a picture up for you. They've gone to a friend of my mum's, and they've all used the same tutorial, which is from Claire at Beautiful Things. So yes, I've made this one for myself, 3 in black for the men in our family, and 2 children's ones in the same style. I then was shown a different style. So Jules at Sew Me Something, I hope I've got that right, did a tutorial over on YouTube, and I will link it for you, to make this style mask. Now it doesn't look like much to begin with, but there's actually 2 extra flaps of fabric on the back. The idea is that one will go over your nose, one goes under your chin. Again, you've got my hair is in the way. Again, you've got the elastic to go around your ears. So let's just pop this on for you. Now the idea is that this stops your glasses from fogging up, but I have a gap between top of my fabric and my face, and my glasses don't sit against it. So my glasses still fog up. So I'm still looking for one that doesn't make my glasses fog up, because it's going to really pointless wearing masks at work if I keep fogging my glasses up, because I need my glasses on to use the computer at work. So I've only made 3 of these. One in the Harry Potter fabric that I've used quite a lot, same as my other mask. I've also done a Marvel one, using some Marvel fabric I had in my stash. You saw the 2 masks that I made for my husband and my son using this fabric last month. So I seem to be having Harry Potter ones. And I also made a plain black one just to see if it fit my sister's boyfriend, as opposed to this style shape. So that is an all plain black one. I don't need to show you a picture of that. It's exactly the same. It's just black. Since then, I've been furiously crocheting. But because my crochet projects are rather big, I'm going to show you them all at the end. I'm going to continue with masks first. Now, I was asked by Karate to make some for the club so that the kids can go back to in-person training. And I have been working on using this style, but all white. Just with our karate logo on the side. So I'm going to show you. They're all bagged up, ready to go. This one's got our karate logo, and I've just done it in white because it matches our gis. And I think they look rather smart. What do you think? Let me know. I've just used a transfer on the front. You can get, people do actually sell these on Etsy in sheets. You just send them the picture of what you want printed, and they'll print you a sheet of your transfers. You can buy the paper to transfer them at home, and it just goes through an inkjet printer, so you can also do it that way if you wanted to do your own pictures. I've got 2 that I'm going to put a couple of pictures on for my cousins in the children's size. Again, they're all the same. I've got about 8 more of the children's size in white. I had 2 in the ladies, but my iron decided to get one of them dirty, which is not helpful. And I've only really put the logo on one of them. So it was just a tester one. So I've still got some that need to go out into the world, basically. So they are all the white masks, all bagged up. Most of them are children's size, and they could have a picture on them or a name, for example. I'm tempted to make one up and put Mrs. Overall on it for work, so that the kids know who I am without seeing my face properly. It might work. It might just be silly. I don't know. Anyway, I've also made 4 more for my dad. My mum gave me a pack of fat quarters, or what she thought was a pack of fat quarters. There was actually one missing, which is really frustrating when you go looking for fabric and it says 5 on the packet when there's only 4 in the bundle. So anyway, I've made 1 in each fabric for my dad. Again, they're all bagged up, but I can show you. So we've got 1 in the brown burgundy type fabric that's got the Hogwarts logo on it from the school. Harry Potter again. We seem to be going on a Harry Potter theme. I think it's because I've been working on a project for school, which is a Harry Potter project. This one has all the signatures from Dumbledore's army. So this was book 6. I should know this. I've watched them all over the holiday. So anyway, Dumbledore's army signatures. We also have, I think this one's just blue with stars on the background. So that's quite a nice plain one, but still got some sort of interest to it. And the last one is the potions. I'm going to show you this side because that side's got half the writing missing. Advanced potions making. So they do that in Half-Blood Prince. They try and do advanced potions making. So that's got the little cauldrons on there. And you've got your magic coming out of your cauldron. So those are the 4 from my dad. These are going around there today, so I can get rid of them. I've also done 2 for my aunt. She only asked me for 1, but I've done 2 anyway. So these are the 2 for my aunt. Now, she's already had one of the ladies' size masks and it's a little bit big. So I've done 2 in the children's size because they're a little bit smaller. Hopefully they'll fit better. So we've got one that's in a tatty teddy fabric and one that's got these blue roses on top. Again, they've all got the wires and elastics to put around your ears. So I'm hoping they'll like those. That's all the masks. All individually bagged. So there's 1 mask in each bag. I think it's safe to say I've been a little bit busy. Okay, finally, moving on from masks. I've had enough of making masks. I've had to make 2 more this morning for my nan and my grandmother. No more masks. I'm back to work tomorrow. I haven't got time. I don't know if I've shown you this before actually. I had a duvet given to me by my parents last Christmas, which had doggy portraits all over it in nice picture frames, and they wanted some cushions made. And of course, it's taken me forever to get around to doing it. I managed to get it washed. I cut them all out a few days ago, and yesterday I had a massive sewing day and bashed out all 8 cushions. There are still maybe enough to get 3 more of the portraits, but they're duplicates, and I don't have any more cushion inners. So 2 of them are just covers. I don't have any cushions to put in them. So I've told them you need to get more cushions, but they are all going there today in a giant box so I can free up some space in my studio. I'm going to show them to you in the order that I made them. I did post pictures onto my Instagram story, so I will highlight it so they will stay up there because I think they're just so much fun. And I don't even know where they got this duvet from, but it is hilarious. They are all pugs. It's the same pug. It's 1 pug image, and they've added accessories to it for each of the different family members. You'll see what I mean in a minute. So, first one to the family is Cousin Rupert. Isn't he fun? He's got this little cap and this little bow tie, and all I've done is just cut a border around the frame from the fabric and then cut 2 panels from the back of the duvet because the fabric is just a lighter version of what surrounds each of the frames anyway. And I've just put a couple of poppers on each of them just to hold them closed because some of them are trying to pry open. So yes, that is Cousin Rupert. I mean, I'm not even sure which one of these is my favourite yet, so let me know, okay, in the comments. Let me know which one of these pugs is your favourite because I love them all and I'm so happy that they're going to be cushions at my parents' house so I get to see them a lot. Yes, let me know which is your favourite, okay? So this is number 1, Cousin Rupert with his little cap and bow tie. We have, I think this is another cousin, Cousin Nelly. Isn't she so cute? She's got a little bow on her head. This one was a little bit awkward because it's a portrait image. It's not square, so the frame is actually larger than the fabric for the cushion, and I've had to do a little piece job up here because I couldn't get them all out of the quilt without cutting into other ones. So yes, this one is Cousin Nelly with a little bow on the top, little floral bow. It's rather adorable. I think I like this one the best. This is Grandpa Edgar with his top hat. Look at this. Oh, I love it. His was a really long portrait, obviously to incorporate the hat on the top of his head. So you have no frame at the top, but I had to get the name plaques in. So I was very, very particular on how I cut them out. But look at him. It's like an Edwardian pug with his little top hat. It looks so serious. That is Grandad Edgar, or Grandpa Edgar. We then have Great Aunt Mildred. This was just fabulous. She's got a pearl necklace and this really cute hat fascinator in pink with black and a rose. And what do you think? She's rather posh lady, yes. That is Great Aunt Mildred. We then have Cousin Percy. Here is a pilot. No, it's not a pilot, is it? That's like a biker helmet. So we've got Cousin Percy. I've got another one of these, but he's not quite, the print's not quite straight. It's kind of like on a wonk. So I could make another cushion out of that. I do have 2 more of Cousin Rupert, the first one, because his portrait is on the cushion covers for the duvet set. So there are 2 more for Cousin Rupert if I need to make more. But yes, this one is Cousin Percy. The last one in the box, because they don't all fit, is Nana Bertha with a little straw hat, and a little cameo, and a lace collar. She's very sweet as well. So some of them I've only needed to put 1 popper in the back because they close quite nicely. This is Nana Bertha. I've got 2 more to show you yet. There's 8 in total. And I've now got a tower of cushions in front of me. Some of them I've had to, I'll show you this one again. Some of them I've had to put, as I showed you earlier, I had to seam a piece on one of them. This one's got a strip either side of the front. And so has Cousin Percy, because they didn't quite fit. They were a little bit narrow. Where have I put the other 2? They're right in front of me. So we then have Great Aunt Ethel. I think this might be my favourite. Look at it. She's got a red boa, feather boa, a red hat fascinator with a black rose. I think she's rather swish and chic. I like that one quite a lot. So Great Aunt Ethel. And the last one is Uncle Albert. There we go. That is the last one. Uncle Albert with his red bow tie and his dapper suit, his little bowler hat, and some glasses. What's cuter than a dog or a pug in glasses? So that is all 8 of those cushions, and they were so fun to make up. I'm gonna have to put them all away now. I honestly don't know which one's my favourite. If you have a favourite, let me know in the comments, because I'd love to know, honestly. They're so much fun. And I managed to get 1 cushion from each of the portraits in the duvet as well. If I've got a picture of the duvet cover before I cut it up, I'll pop it up for you so you can see. The image on the packaging is actually the exact same as the image that you see on the duvet. So it's like the exact same. There's no extras. I'm rambling now. Let's move on. So yes, you can see that I have been quite productive yesterday in getting all of those cushions finished, and I'm really looking forward to seeing them at my parents' house later today, mainly because I need to get them out of my flat. They're taking up too much space. They're in a giant box, for Christ's sake. Anyway, I did not just make 8 cushions for my parents. I also finished off one of my sample cushions. I taught this as a class at Beautiful Things shortly after we came out of lockdown, but it was also after I'd hurt my ankle in Hastings. So I was kind of limping around, but there was only a couple of people on the class, so it was really nice to just crack on and bash out some cushions. It's a sampler cushion, effectively, and it's called the So Many Skills cushion. There are 9 different techniques that you learn on the day, and you put them all together to make a cushion. So I didn't put this all together, didn't do all of this yesterday. I had 8 of the squares already sewn and made, and 8 of them were sewn together into strips. So 2 strips of 3 and 1 strip of 2. I just had the pocket to make yesterday and then put them all together in the square. So you have, I'm not even sure if you're going to be able to hear me. I'm going to have to tilt my head round. 9 different techniques. So we're going to start at the top. You have gathering or a ruffle. We've got reverse applique in the centre here. And on the end we've got quilting, so that uses a piece of wadding in the back. In the middle row we have just 4 squares for patchwork. We have a letter C for applique on top. So this one goes on top of fabric. This one cuts away from underneath. Then you've got chenille distressing, or chenille distressing. I get told off for saying it wrong. It is French. It is a French word for caterpillar. And it makes the fabric go really, really fluffy, which is really nice. We've then got pleats at the bottom here. So you can just about see that they're all folded and stitched. We've got another patchwork, but this time it's done in strips. And then we've got a little patch pocket, which is usable. So that is the So Many Skills cushion, and on the back it's just a very simple envelope back, like I've done for all of the doggy cushions, just because it's quicker. You could put a zip in. Originally I did it as part of Key Stage 3, so I was teaching this to Year 9 students at a school I worked at, not last academic year, the year before, and they were allowed to create a cushion based on a theme. And they had to include some of these different techniques. So it has kind of developed from there, but it's actually a really nice skills booster. It makes a really pretty cushion. Now you can get 2 fronts, so that's 18 squares from 1 pack of fat quarters, whether that's 5 pieces or 6 pieces, so long as you've got a different fabric for the backing, mainly because the backing is larger pieces. So for the front, you can get 2 cushions out of it, which is a really nice, really cost effective actually. I best get cracking on my second one because it's half done. And that is it for cushions, but not the end of my sewing. Now Mum has found this really cute duck fabric, and not just in one colourway, but 2 colourways. And all she asked me to do was make tote bags. So that's what I've done. She even gave me the ribbon to do it too. Isn't it so fab? It's so much fun. But it's bright yellow grey grain ribbon. And these funky duckies. Rubber duckies. So they've got this really cute green background on this one. And they're not lined. I've managed to sew in the handles into the top of the bag and just double stitch round. So that is one. The other one is yellow. 2 bright ducky bags. They are so much fun. I've made both of them the exact same way. I might even do like a sneaky little tutorial on how I make these up. They're not very big. I say they're not very big. They're the same size as the Poundland bags you can buy, the little tote bags you can buy from them. So I think they turned out rather well. What do you reckon? Yes, so I had a long fat quarter of each. I've managed to make 1 tote bag in each. I did cut out a second one of the green, so there's not actually much left over. There's maybe a couple of ducks left over from that long fat quarter, so there's enough to make 2 bags that are unlined from each piece of fabric. But I've just got 1 of each so far, and I think they're really cool. Mum, I don't know what you're going to do with them, but hope you like them. And that, I think, wraps up all my sewing. Time to show you my amazing crochet skills now. Hey! So, Jules of Sparkle Julia, who is friends with Gemma from the Midnight Diary, was showing us her pandemonium blanket that she's been working on throughout lockdown, using up scraps or stash yarn basically. And I figured that whilst we've got Stash Dash, which ended on the 22nd of August, I had quite a lot of small yarn balls to use up, which come with the magazines. So this is the type of yarn, I've got that upside down. This is the type of yarn you get with knitting and crochet magazines here in the UK. It's mainly DK yarn, and it comes in lots of different colours. Sometimes you get like a different texture yarn like this one at the top, but it also comes with a set of knitting needles and a hook so that you can work on the projects within that magazine using this yarn. Now, I'm not very good at following instructions and doing the projects in the magazines, as you've probably seen from previous podcasts. So I have a huge box full of all of these little balls of yarn, and when I saw the pandemonium blanket, I figured, oh, it'd be really nice to make one. But I don't think there's enough of all of this, because these are only about, these ones are 20 grams. Some of them are 12 grams, some are 25 grams, some are 22 grams. I've had to weigh all the balls because they're all different. And actually, I don't think there was enough to do a full pandemonium justice. So I made the baby pandemonium blanket. I don't know who it's going to yet, but there are a couple of babies on the horizon, so we shall see. Last month I showed you parts 1 and 2 of this blanket, so you could see the heart strip at the bottom. It's now finished and has a really cute border to go with it. So it's not even going to fit in view, is it? I don't think it will even fit the other way. Will that do? Does that fit? That fits, yay! So this is my baby pandemonium. Each step or each part gives you a different set of stitches to work on, so it's been really nice to learn different things. And I really like how the bobbles work on this one, because they're nice and big bobbles. And this has got to be my favourite section with the waves. It's like a little ripple wave. But yeah, I've really enjoyed this. I've only used those little balls, and sometimes I've had enough to do a full section, which is brilliant. So obviously there are ends to weave in everywhere there, but I'm rather pleased with that. And I've even bagged up some blues and greens to make an all blue green one. I wanted originally to use all the pinks for this one, but then I felt that the pinks would look odd next to each other, when actually I was completely wrong. So I did put in some extra colours. So there is a bit of blue, a bit of grey, some yellow, and that little bit of green. Also with the purple, which is in the same colourway as pink anyway. So yes, I have managed to, I rather like it. I'm going to put a picture up of what it looks like from top to bottom, because me trying to hold this up in front of the screen is not great, is it? But I really love this candy cane border. It does take a lot of time because it's just chains, and then you have to go back on yourself and your yarn gets really twisted, but the effect is actually really nice. I can see myself making some Christmas blankets with that on the corner around the edge. That would be really cool for Christmas. Yes, so I've really enjoyed this. It is a pattern, so it was a free pattern by the Crochet Sanctuary, which is House Crafts, and I can't remember the other one. I will put all the details down below for you. Yeah, it didn't take me very long at all. I think I completely and utterly just sat down one day and just bashed out about 3 or 4 parts. And I was doing at least a part a day. And I finished it in time for Stash Dash. So I was really pleased with that. I'm going to put a little reel up at the end of all the items I managed to make for Stash Dash, which ran from the 22nd of May to the 22nd of August. And you'll be able to see how many projects I actually made and how much my yardage was. Because that is the aim of the game, isn't it? To use up as much stash as possible, and then we measure it in meters or yards. So that was a really fun thing to do. That is my pandemonium blanket. Or baby pandemonium blanket, sorry. Baby pandemonium blanket. Now, of course, that is not all I have been working on in terms of crochet. My other project also adds to Stash Dash. And you may remember it from back in February when I posted up my January makes. I had worked on this project for Waltham Abbey Wool Show. And I just wasn't happy with the kimono style length of the sleeves. They're not very long, and I always imagined it having a collar, so that is exactly what I did. So let me pop it on, and I think you'll agree it's rather bright. Now you're not going to see the whole thing in shot, so I will pop pictures up over my face to show you the little details that I'm going to talk about for it. So the main point of this cardigan is that it is 2 granny squares, but they are made with 6 corners. So a normal granny square would have 4 because it's a square, but I've made 2 using a rainbow cake for each one, which has 6 corners, and that makes it a hexie, so that when you put it flat, it doesn't sit flat, it sort of bobbles. Ooh, that's kind of so yeah, it kind of bobbles, and the idea is that you fold it in half, which gives you 1 corner, 1 corner, and 1 corner. So you get 3 corners at the front and 3 at the back, and then you join them in the centre back, join them down the tops for the sleeves, and that's where it stopped. It stopped here. That's where I stopped it originally in January, and I thought it's done. Well, I thought it was done enough to wear. That was the main point, was that I had to wear it to Waltham Abbey Water Show, so it was done enough to wear for that event, but I was never fully happy with it as finished. So as you can see, I have lengthened the sleeve, just following the granny style striping, and then I've cinched it all in a little bit, so I'll get this really big puffy sleeve, and then created a faux rib effect on the cuffs. So I get big chunky sleeves, which I absolutely love. I think they're just fab, and I've tried to continue the rainbow, so everything runs together. And then obviously I had to add a collar because it stopped here. I needed a bit more coverage, so I've done the exact same thing I used on the cuff, but I've doubled it. So I've done 2 lots, front and back, and then stitched through the edge. So it's nice and chunky, which means I'm not going to miss it. I can grab it quite nicely and pull round me, which is really good. It does need a bit of blocking though, because where I've not turned on every round, my shape is slightly twisted, so it does need blocking so that it goes straight, because down the centre front, one side goes this way and one side goes that way, and they need to be straight, because the pattern, if you look at the pattern is straight, but because of the way I've done the rounds, it slants off to one side, so I need to fix that. But it's wearable and I love it, and I'm going to pop up some really cool pictures. Hopefully I've popped them all up already, of a mini photo shoot that I did at home a couple of weeks ago, just to get some nice photos, because I loved it so much and I love the rainbow. So I think I'm going to wear this at work for Rainbow Fridays. At my last school, a teacher used to do Rainbow Fridays, where she would dress in multicolours or lots of colours every Friday, and it was just a very happy day, because it's before the weekend, right? So it's a happy Friday, and I think this will be perfect. So I just have to make sure I've got black clothing ready every Friday to wear underneath it, or maybe even change it up with a different colour. Who knows? I have loved this so much, and it has received so much love on social media, both Facebook and Instagram, that someone has actually asked me for the pattern. So I'm in the process of writing it up properly to include my elements to it, and that means I've got to make another one. Now originally I wanted to do it in this tealy blue colour, it's like a turquoisey colour, but I couldn't find it in any yarn in that colour. And I thought Stylecraft did every colour available. There's one missing. So instead I have gone for a greeny tealy colour. And this is actually called Teal. It is Stylecraft DK, special DK. And I have got roughly 8 balls. To see if I can get it out of the 8 balls. When I weighed the when I weighed it, because this is DK as well, when I weighed it, it measures 8 balls or 7.5 balls. So hopefully I'll be able to do it. And I'm going to see if I can rotate every row, so turn every row so it doesn't twist. That is my project. That's one of my biggest projects to date now, is to make another one of these. So that's what I'm going to be doing next month. Well, this month. This is why now we're in September. Yes, that is what I'm going to be doing this month, making another cardigan. And that leads me directly into whips quite nicely. I also have another crochet project that is a whip, and this is for a friend of mine. This is also using Stylecraft yarn, but it is Stylecraft's new Aran yarn, and it is in a really nice purpley colour. So this is Stylecraft Aran. This one is colourway Plum, and you get 100 grams, which equates to 196 meters. So I am making up a perfect pocket shawl by Sonia Hood. I've got the pattern from Ravelry, and I've so far completed up to, I think it's up to 8 rows, might be 10 rows. I think there's 30 rows and a bit to go, and that took me a good few hours one evening, and it's quite long because it goes all the way around like that. So I don't think it will take me long, but it means I've actually got to find the time to sit down and do it. So that is one of my crochet whips. I'm really liking the texture. It's a really nice weight. It's really, really soft, which is lovely. And it's springy as well. Whether that's a thing to do with tension, I don't know. But I'm really enjoying working this up. It's quite quick to work on too, which is great, especially for a teacher who has no spare time. Anyway, that is my perfect pocket shawl for a friend of mine, Annie. That one's for you. Next up on my list of whips are some cross stitch pieces, and the first one I'm going to show you, because I've made quite a dent in this, is for another craft along with the Midnight Diary over on Facebook, and we are all doing a design by Marina Badilnik over on Etsy. I have chosen beach, which looks like a beach, but you wouldn't really understand that because that's in black and white, because my printer decided to only print half of it. So I am doing Beach by Marina Badilnik. I also have the Northern Lights pattern as well, but I really wanted to work on this one first. So I've almost finished 1/4 of it, and the lighting is really poor today because that should be really lovely teals and turquoises, and it's not. Why are you not? Oh, is that better? So I'm just using an ordinary embroidery hoop, and I'm using 18 count Ada, white Zweigart Ada. I can't remember where I got it from, but I'll put the link down below for you when I can find out. The needle keeper that I have is by Emily Cross Ceramics. Again, I'll put a link down below. It's a really lovely heart shape, and it's domed. You can see there. It's domed. It's got a really strong magnet on it, and it's got this beautiful bumblebee, which is holding onto my needle at the moment, so I don't lose it. It's a really strong magnet, which I think is perfect. So this, I think, is 5 colours if I remember. I've got 5 colours already in there, and I've still got another few to go before this section is complete. It shouldn't take me very long. There's not much left to actually fill in. How I can fit a few more colours in there, I don't know. But yes, 1/4 is nearly finished. I'm really enjoying this. It took me, I think I did that all in one day. One day, and I'd done almost 1/4. So I think this might be my weekend project moving forward, because I can just sit for a day and work on it rather than have to keep picking it up and putting it down. So that is Beach by Marina Badilnik. I'm hoping I've said that correctly. The next cross stitch whip that I have is from Urban Stitches. I've previously done a piece for her in the past. I think it was the Toadally one. I cannot quite recall. Yes, I've done a test stitch for her before, and this time I'm doing snowflakes for Christmas. So I've chosen a nice bright red 14 count Ada, and I'm just stitching it all in white because I think it gives it like a Scandinavian type feel to it. So I'm going to do, there are two sets. There are 4 large snowflake designs which are in a diamond shape, and there are 4 smaller snowflake designs which are square. So I'm going to do the 4 squares, but I'm not going to keep them flat and then frame them. I'm going to take a picture of the whole thing once it's done so that she can see all 4 together for her Etsy shop. However, I think I'm going to make it up into a biscornu for Christmas, which is like a little mini pin cushion, so that I can show you a tutorial on how to make them, because I did a picture tutorial years ago. The pictures are a bit pants, might I add, and I need to redo it in terms of video footage instead, because I think it will work a little bit better. So that is next on my list for this one. Once I've got these finished, I'll be making them up into a biscornu. Now, so that you can see what a biscornu is, I've just grabbed 2 from my cupboard, and they have to be made using 2 squares of the same size. So these are both from exchanges I did years ago when I was an avid cross stitcher. This one is from 2008 and was made for me by the lovely Rachel, so thank you, Rachel. I still have it. And what you can see is you've got 2 squares, but they're not joined flat. They're joined corner to center. And then you pop a button in the middle and pull it so it makes it squish in the middle. It makes it a little nice and puffy. So that one I got from Rachel when we were in a crafty natter together. It's got really pretty butterflies on the outside. And then this one was from Cross Stitch Friends in the UK. I've got it upside down. And this was from August 2011. It says Life's a Stitch, so it's got all different sewing related items. And you can see again, this one doesn't have a button in the middle, but it is a puffy square, like a puffy pin cushion. I think biscornu means 8 points or 8 sides. So you get 1, 2, well no, it is corners, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, because you've got the corners going into the center. I will find out proper details for them. So I'm going to be doing a mini tutorial using the snowflake designs to make these, so you can see how they're put together. It's really difficult to work out from photos, so I'm hoping that if I show you in video format, it'll be a little bit easier. And I do believe that's all of my finishes and all of my whips for this month. Most of it done in the last 2 days. And I don't know, I've enjoyed the rest. I didn't enjoy Hurting My Foot, mind you, but it has meant I've had to rest and I've been able to work on other projects, particularly larger projects, which is helpful. I don't know what the future holds. I'm going back to work tomorrow and I'm not sure what's going to come our way or how long we're going to be open for. Anyway, so as I said previously, I am going to put up some pictures for the stash dash and what I managed to complete between May 22nd and August 22nd. I think there were 6 projects and some of them are rather cute. You've seen them all here and over the last couple of months, and I've just really enjoyed trying to bust through as much stash as I can. I've still got plenty to go, mind you. However, actually, in completing the Baby Pandemonium blanket, I've managed to empty half a box of yarn. So I've moved some yarn around and I've managed to empty a couple of drawers in the process. So they've now got new fabrics in, which means I'm slowly but surely tidying up my studio space. So eventually it will actually be usable. And that's a very good thing. So as I said at the beginning, it is coming up to my 1 year anniversary of podcasting. I I put out my very first podcast in September time, and I've really enjoyed it ever since. So thank you for sticking around with me. Last month I had quite a lot of acquisitions. However, didn't put them into last month's podcast because, well, there's quite a lot of them and it would take me a while to actually do that. So this month I've managed to collect some plain fabrics. I say collect, I've purchased some gradients of fabrics so that I can work on my gemology book, which is lots of gem shapes in paper piecing, where you stitch onto paper to create a quilt block. So that is on one of my things I wanted to do this year. Now I've got a few tones of pink and purple to put together for one of those gems. So that's going to be really nice. That's something I look forward to doing in the future. It means I've also got fabrics now so I can try the weaving, which is done by Mr. Domestic. And I really look forward to trying that out because I think it's just amazing. It's something that I could use in other projects and I really look forward to doing that. I have since joined up to the Mini Skein Club by Vicky Brown. You've seen the green box that I got, which was a past box. I then had, I think it went into purple, blue to purple. This month, can we guess what colour it goes into? This month goes from purple to pink. I really like these. They're so cute. I'm totally putting them into a blanket and yeah, just working through them each week or each month. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mini skeins per month on a subscription basis. You can cancel any time, and I think once I've gone through the rainbow, then I might cancel, so I've got one whole set. But for now, I'm just enjoying getting the different colours and seeing what comes through my door each month. Now, this is probably not the last thing I bought this month, but honestly, I can't remember. I bought lots of threads, actually, for my cross-stitch project so that I can start fresh skeins, because for some reason, I don't have a lot of threads. I think it's because I actually gave a lot of my cross-stitch stuff away when a friend of mine, her boiler broke and flooded her flat, and in the process ruined a lot of her cross-stitching supplies. So I gave her quite a few of my own because I wasn't stitching at the time, and obviously since lockdown I've picked up my cross-stitch again, so I've had to go and buy some new threads and fabrics. So I have bought those. But whilst I've been in Hobbycraft, I also spotted this little book. It is all white. It's an all white cover, and it's actually got that grain on it so that you can actually paint onto it or doodle onto it and create your own cover. It is a Sea White of Brighton sketchbook, and this is 14 by 14 centimetres wide. It's 140 GSM, so that's grams per square meter. I can't remember. It's got really nice cartridge paper inside, and what's lovely is that it folds flat. So if you're working on a double spread, it almost folds flat, so you can work all the way across. The first couple of pages do fold flat, but that's because the cover is here. I reckon if we went into the middle, we could get it to fold flat. But it's really, really nice smooth paper. I originally bought it so that I could perhaps practice my watercolour or even my Zentangles and just fill it up with little doodles, really, and little paintings. So it's a really nice book, and I think it was reduced, so it was even in their half price art sale, which is brilliant. So I always like to try and pick up some stuff for my dad in the art sale for him for Christmas and for his birthday. This one I can highly recommend. It just feels really nice. I did mention that I bought fabric in Bexhill, didn't I? So I'll have to pop a picture up of that because I can't remember where I've put it. It's a really nice Liberty print, and the whole reason I bought it is because she had this really beautiful bag in the window of the shop made up in it, but in a darker print. I think I got the grey, and the one that was in the window was like a navy black colour, but I couldn't walk past it and not get it, and I've even bought the vinyl to go with it as well. So that's going to be really lovely to work up, and I look forward to using that bag because it's just so pretty, and I'm going to enjoy making it too. there's not much left to show you for the month of August. If I find any pictures in my photo reel on my camera that I have forgotten to talk about, I'll whack them at the end for you, along with the photos I mentioned earlier too. And I hope you've all been keeping safe and well. Remember to wear your masks when you go shopping. And we shall see what school brings for us in the coming months, or coming weeks actually. We do it 2 weeks at a time. It's a bit easier to adjust to, I guess. And I will see you all again at the end of September, in October. There are some tutorials coming your way, which I hope you enjoy working through. I've had some really lovely feedback from the zippy pouch tutorial that I put up, where I've had some ladies from another avenue that I teach at who has been making up some zippy purses following that tutorial, which is really lovely to see. So thank you very much for doing that. And yeah, hopefully, I don't know what next month's going to hold. I'm now going into full teaching mode, so I'm not sure what making I'm actually going to get done. They may be quite short for the next few months, whilst we adjust to the new climate of school teaching and what that entails. However, I will continue to work on my cross stitch. I will continue to work on my crochet, and we shall see what I manage to get out of here. So there may not be any sewing, but there will be handcrafts. So I hope you will enjoy watching that. Remember, next month is 1 year anniversary, so you've got to pop by to see what the competition will be for our giveaway. Thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Keep crafting. Bye.